Have they been pretty good? Because if they're good, what we're going to do is we're just going to continue this right into the replay cast that I have. I have another heroic matchup from like Tuesday night at like 9 o'clock, 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. So like it was too late for my old bones. Also, hi to Farmer Boy John and Selexia. I don't think I've actually said hi to you, either of you. So welcome. Also, Jamster, hi. Draft juice, then psych out the juice. But yeah, no, if the frame drops haven't been too bad, like I'm currently showing that I've dropped, I've reset the stats, but I've probably dropped around like 7,000 frames out of quite a few. So we're only at 3.7%. I just want to make sure that it's not anything that's like too stuttery. The audio's coming through just fine. Because if it's not bad, I don't want to put on a bad show. Like we can hold these, and I would rather have a smooth stream. But if it's absolutely fine, we'll just roll right into these this replay cast night. The only thing I'll need is I think I'll need to run to the bathroom and get a little bit more hot water for my tea, but we can throw it back to Bandit for that one. But I'll throw that poll out there. There is a delay on stream, so it's going to be taking a couple seconds for anyone to even react to that. But yeah, we've got another game. If you all want it, I would like to cast it. It will be an absolute blast. Haven't seen any drops, no noticeable drops from me. That's good news on my end. Okay. I'm just making sure I'm not missing things in Discord. Okay. All right. We're all good. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to throw it over to Bandit. I'm going to grab some more hot water. I'm going to download the replays, and then we're going to get going into the replay cast between Montreal style bagels and Modo, which was a couple nights ago. So don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're going to get some more games in front of your faces. I'm going to have a 10-minute counter, but it will not be that long. I love you, and I'll be right back. Hi, everybody. All right. We are all done with our prep. As I said, it was going to be way less than time I was stating it would be. But either way, hi. Welcome. So this is going to... Oh, I need to update. I'm here for the puppers cam. All right, hold on one second. Let me fix that. Boom. There you go. I actually do need to update one thing really quickly, so let me do that. Division replay. Versus Montreal. Okay. Alrighty. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much, Gravesville, for the raid. I really, really appreciate that. Welcome, everyone, from his stream. We are getting into a replay cast of Modo versus Montreal style Beigels. This was a heroic division matchup that happened a couple days ago. So we are going to go ahead and get into this. Thank you all so much for hanging out and just being awesome. Can you dye your beard green and use a green screen to show us what you'd look like without a beard? I mean, I could find a picture of like baby Bahamut somewhere. Hold on. We got time for this. 1 second. This is important. Can we find an old like high school picture of baby Bahamut? Okay, there we go. I don't even know where to look. Where are you at? Photos. There we go. I'm about to scroll for a little bit. Oh wait, hold on. Do we have one from like a ski trip back in high school? Like Breckenridge or something? Hold on. There's a lot of people. I am not in any of these. I'll have to find it. Maybe I'll post it on like Twitter or something like that. There's a baby Bahamut somewhere. Because I used to go to like a lot of shows and like shoot photos, but it was mostly of other people, not me. Yeah, these are just beard all of a sudden just slowly appears. But we got a game. Thanks so much for hanging out. As I said, this is a replay cast. I need to get some water before we get into this. All right, looks like we've dropped a total of 10,000 frames. It's 4.2% of the entire stream. Not horrible, but it's just like... How you about to play me like this, Spectrum? All right, let's go ahead and get into this. We got ourselves a nice matchup. I'm push buttons. Oopsie. I'm push buttons now.
Prepare yourself for battle.
Alrighty. Why is it scaled differently in replays? What? Okay, that's whatever. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of Modo, with Roger going to be on the Jaina. Cubico is going to be on the Blaze. We'll have King Dingo on the Joanna. Hedgie will be on the Tychus, and Savo will be on the Tyrande. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of Montreal-style Beigels, with Fiducia going to be on the Imperious. There we go. Mr. Christie will be on the Anubrak. Fairy Dragon will be on the Fairy Dragon. Brightwing. Breakwood is going to be on that Sylvanas, and we will be having Dijari on the... Oh, sorry, they'll be on Dijari. Dijari will be on the Sylvanas. We'll have Maya being played by Breakwood. Sorry about that. There we go. Slip. Thanks again, bud. Have fun. Oh, thank you so much. The games were so much fun to cast. Thank you so much for letting me do that, Slip. I'm glad you guys had a great night of games. But we've got another game in front of our face, so let's go ahead and dive into this a little bit further. This is Towers of Doom for our map number 1 here, and it is going to be a triple altar phase as we start out the map. We do have that popping up in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. High priority into the rotations because they need to stack up Jaina as quickly as possible. I also believe that the run and gun, Dash needs regen globes, so they're going to be looking for those rotations on the side of Modo, and they're very good. The big thing I want to note here is, and I see in a lot of rotation-heavy maps, when you play the Joanna, teams are not really going for that anchor with the Joanna. They're not looking to... You can see how they're playing on the aggressive rotation side. They do have that Iron Skin. They have that Condemn. They've got a lot of tools in their kit to keep themselves safe here. And they're just going to anchor consistently, give a vision for the team, and not allow them to really invade. And they can also just... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's talk about invades. They want to go in this camp. Tajiri is going to be taking a lot of damage. The follow-up stun, and that will be Sylvanas first going down. They move over, and they will be going for the Sapper camp on the right-hand side. And this is... One thing to note here... On Towers of Doom, bottom lane priority is so important. Being able to have that hold over this lane and being able to feed sappers in and potentially get that core damage consistently, that's a huge factor. Then when you get into the bell tower phase and there's 5 bell towers in your favor and you can be dealing that much damage, or, you know, retroactively the enemy team only being able to do 3 damage into your core, it's a huge, it slows down the team or speeds up, it slows down the game or speeds up the game depending on which team you're on and what kind of obviously plays you're going to be making for the altars. But either way, altar points are going to be popping up in about 70 seconds here, so we are going to be just having another camp prioritized. Some pings are, I think we have the replays of Modo here because we're seeing a lot of pings for help on on items across the map. But this is just going to be Blaze kind of doing some rotations here, not really playing into the top lane too much, doesn't really want to just don't feel like soaking into Imperius. He's just so boring, so just going to go play into the lane a little bit here and there. This is going to be bottom lane, now pressured up once again by a sapper camp. We are going to be having the objective marker in 5 seconds, and they could leave Joanna down at this bottom, then rotate some members off for some other bell towers. We'll see how that works out. Meanwhile, in mid lane, hold on, Tychus is trying to take a fight here. Hedgie gonna get pulled in with that Umbral Bind. That is gonna be Maiev with the blink out potential, but they don't go for it. And Tychus makes it out just fine. Altars do pop up, sappers do get fed in. Well, at least 2 out of the 3 are gonna get fed in. We'll be able to hold that over just fine now. Looks like it's just going to be altar phase picked up. So Blaze and Brightwing are going to be trading these out, but bottom lane is where all the action's going to be happening at, and they're going to be focusing on trying to pick this up as well as get a kill, realistically. That's what I would be hoping for. Really quickly, though, tonight, Dash is sitting at 10 regen globes, and Fingers of Frost is sitting at 11 already. They're working their way quickly through this. Fiducia does try and go for the initial capture, not going to be able to finish it out just yet. Oh, Savo with the Lunar Flare, but it might have been their death, and that will be the kill onto them. Blaze getting in, a nice cleanse coming out from Brightwing just in time. Fiducia does get the channel onto this, but Breakwood does go down, so 1-for-1 trade overall. Fiducia looking for a chase into this, but they say, you know what, it's not worth it. Let's back off, and we will play this absolutely safe and fine. Let's see here. We have the sapper camps on the right and the left going to be coming up in about 15 on the right and a minute on the left. Rotating off and just going back in for that soak into these lanes. Actually, excuse me. Blaze doing a little bit of double duty, I think, here, and just making sure that these 2 lanes are going to get soaked up. And while we have a little bit of a wait before level 7, we can at least show some of the healing numbers and other stats coming in for these teams. Oh, Fairy Dragon getting pinged here, and that's going to be the death of Brightwing. No murder for them. Savo going to get some health. It'll be fine. Mr. Christie looking for an engage on this. Nice impale. Roger follow up, and they have the Lunar Flare connecting, I think, onto Mr. Christie there. A lot of damage coming out from Roger. That will not yield a kill just yet. Brightwing is going to be back. They can have the phase shift in. I do believe that should be on cooldown. There it's going to be. So Mr. Christie will be the target of that. They get in there. They also have that peekaboo just to give some extra vision for the friendly team in some of these rotations, as well as some of these engagements around the altars. It just adds to a little bit more of the playability for the friendly team. And oh, this camp once again going to be invaded. There's going to be the Impale to stall it out, but they're moving their way in. Breakwood coming into the back line. The question is if Breakwood is going to get the value, but they have the Lunar Flare coming out as well. Breakwood getting bursted. Blaze coming into the back line. The Jet Propulsion will connect onto a couple. They kill Maiev. The camp is going to be available for pickup. Mr. Christie's going to be getting chased here. Pyromania from the Blaze. They're trying to chase this. Another Jet Propulsion forward gets the kill. Fairy Dragon avoiding the this Lunar Flare there, but that will also be the cleanse on the friendly team. They say, let me just play into my fort, and unfortunately it doesn't work out for them. Now with 3 dead and the Death Hammers being this low, they could rotate off and try and grab this altar. Excuse me, this bottom lane fort, and then have 5 shots from the altar, but realistically grabbing the 4 shots and just taking their core down to 32 so that way it's even core health is probably the quickest way. You can already see the pings once again for the siege camp as Tychus is rotating out into mid to help out with some of the wave clear, and Blaze goes into the top lane. This is really, really good rotations coming out from Modo. The setup so far from them is really good. Montreal style Beigels is starting to fall a little bit behind in that experience realm. It's 9 to 8 in levels. And Hedgie's just poking out a little bit here. Mr. Christie going to be burrowing a little too far forward there. Fairy Dragon does get the phase shift in. That's just going to be slow plays. Like, just slow plays coming out. They're not able to get the dive I think they want on the side of Montreal style Beigels, and it's really starting to hurt them. King Dingo going to get interrupted a little bit here. Camp still pushing in. They want to try and feed these in. That's the big thing, is if they can feed these in, that'll get them some very good value. Oh, hold on. That's going to be Falling Sword? What? Breakwood is going to be taking a lot of damage here. The burst comes out from Maiev. They now chase in onto this. Right? Falling Sword? Do I have that right? Yeah, I never see it. Tychus does have the Commandeer Odin. We do have the Bunker for the Blaze. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be pretty much standard, except for that Falling Sword. That is, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. Mr. Christie will be tapping well, and the fort does go down. King Dingo a little bit low here, and they make it out just fine. Now they rotate off up into their, well, I would say there, but realistically, 10s were hit on the side of Montreal-style Beigels, so they do have the opportunity themselves. Web Wrap from the Anubarak, Blink Heal from the Brightwing. King Dingo are going to go back and get full before this objective. And they might be a little bit late on the rotation, but either way, I don't think that's that big of a deal for them. Jaina has finished that Fingers of Frost. There is going to be the subdue for the Joanna with that punish, just trying to get 4 hits with that. Lunar Flare sitting at 7 out of the 20 necessary, and altar phase is up. Joanna's back in time. I don't know timings whatsoever, so you can hearth at 15 seconds to make it back to this one in time. Falling Sword once again for some setup. Maiev is going to be trying to make sure they don't get caught by that. That is going to be Hedgie walking in as well. Commandeer Odin is up and available. Shadowstalk was used by the Tyrande. Nice containment just coming out into the backline just to slow down some of that healing and put a pause in the fight. Breakwood taking a lot of damage here. A little far forward, separated from the team. Nubrak diving right back in. Breakwood does have the blink forward. Angelic armament coming out from the Imperius, but Brightwing goes down. Maiev goes down, and that is also going to be Fiducia low. Bunker comes out as well. Hedgie trying to work their way around here and get a little extra damage. They get that line shot, and that is 4-0 in those kills. They ping the sappers. I would be expecting a boss pickup right away, but not going to be the case. They grab the sappers. They want to feed in at least those 3 shots into the enemy core if they can. The sappers do have to rotate around this long way and then come back in for the bottom lane, so it's not the quickest rotation, but either way, it's still going to be a very good engagement so far for Modo, and they're going to be able to take the core down by a little bit more if they can get these 3 sappers through. They've got some decent anti-siege on the side of Montreal-style Beigels. We'll see what they're able to do with this as they've prepped the lane a little bit. Okay, Falling Shield comes out. They're in a little bit of the rough area. That is also going to be Mind Control going out from Tajiri, and it's not connecting, and that is going to be the Sapper camp cleared out. But here's the thing, it bought a lot of time. It slowed them down. Meanwhile, Blaze is sieging up in mid lane. While we have some lull in the game, 13s will be around in just a second. Can at least take a check on some of these stats. Fairy Dragon, oh my god. Actually, Jaina can be coming back into this. Roger looking for the fight. Hold on. Hedgie taking a lot of damage. She gets pulled right back in. That's going to be the containment disc onto King Dingo. Breakwood with the Vault of the Warden. That it will be the phase shift in from Brightwing just in time, but unfortunately, I think the Jet Propulsion doesn't connect. It actually gets web wrapped right at the end there, and now they're chasing onto Mr. Christie. Angelic, ooh, Celestial Charge from Fiducia to get the kill, or at least the setup. No kill. They end up losing their Anubarak there. Dash is also done by Hedgie, so they have all of those stacks in, which I, off the top of my head, do not know. So we're going to have to check those really quickly. So, movement speed 1% for each regen globe, gathered up to 25%, last 2 seconds. Once 25 regen. Oh, Run and Grunt is increased by 50%. That is a lot of chase and sustained damage that Tychus can now do with that dash, and that's and also the running gun. Like it's really good, consistent damage that Hedgie will be able to put out now, and they're going for the channel onto this. Tyrande has the bottom. This is going to be 10 points of core damage going into the side of Montreal-style Beigels, taking them down to 17 core health. They want to try and feed in a few more of those sappers, but the Mind Control does come out onto Blaze here. They're going to get polymorphed as well. Everything is being used. They have the bunker still on top of that. The bell tower does not get converted, but Falling Sword comes out as well. Fiducia taking a lot of damage. That will be the containment disc onto the Joanna. That does end here. Web wrap onto the Tychus. Everything is being used, but they're not able to get any sort of stall or kill. They're continuing to push into this bottom lane, and they're just holding this over. Now they need to focus on actually making sure the sappers don't go over, and they don't take an extra bit of damage here. Water Elemental just stepping so far forward, trying to get a kill, as well as the Joanna. That's going to be 3 more shots going into the core of Montreal-style Beigels, and that will be 32-14 in core health. Mid lane pressure is going to be mounting. They need to deal with this quite soon. Jaina is going to be able to get the clear onto this. Just looking through some of the questing talents as well, we do have 13 out of the 20 for the Lunar Flare for Tyrande. Hold on, they're trying to re-engage in this bottom lane. Shadowstalk was used. They turn the bell tower over. Double stun onto King Dingo. I think they've said, let me just die. I don't have anything, and they do go down. They tried to get the subdue done there. I love the turnaround. They're like, well, if I'm going down, I'm getting my 1 stack on this, and it doesn't look like it's going to be able to connect on everybody. That was so close, because there were 4 members stacked up. They definitely could have got that subdue value. We do also, I want to note here, is 103 stacks on that Sylvanas. That is quite the damage that can be coming out. Is it what? It's like 51% higher damage, rounding down. Oof. This is a double altar phase. Excuse me, triple altar phase. This won't end the game in favor for the members of Modo, but it could definitely put them in almost a check-check-mate position if they do take a wipe. On the side of Montreal-style Beigels, the boss can be rushed. You already see Blaze on the left-hand side, prep for that. Brightwing is going to get scouted out here, so they're going to trade the right and the left. It looks like they're going to give, Hedgie with the grenade that will stall them out in this bottom position here, while that gives time for King Dingo to come back. I don't think they're going to be able to get the channel stall on that one, and that's going to be the mid captured here. Hedgie taking a lot of damage. Jaina is also in that web wrap. That is going to be the containment best. Falling sword from the Joanna for the setup. Roger taking a lot. They do have their own ice block there. The Celestial charge to get that in. A Nubrex going, and Roger's so low. They do get the kill onto Jaina. Blaze with the dive into this backline with the stun. Commandeer Odin comes out as well. King Dingo a little bit low. The Armor Bind pulls them in. Fiducia goes down here, and that's going to be the Infested Tychus charging in. Joanna goes down. Meanwhile, in the backline, Savo's taking a lot of damage from Breakwood, who's also taking quite a bit from that tower. They have the chase on to Mr. Christie. Fairy Dragon so low. Bunker comes down for that extra value. They get the kill onto Brightwing. Breakwood now diving and dodging, but unfortunately they dove the wrong way. They go down as well. Sylvanas the only one left here, and they're just trying to maybe pick off the Merc Queen in a sense, and it's not going to be plausible for them, so they just go ahead and say, let's grab this bottom lane keep and try and... Actually, no, let's... Oh my god, you can see that they... I can't think of... Is it the something dagger? Shadow Dagger, of course. The Shadow Dagger, like, you just saw Mark Savo and just do so much poison damage. Like, that damage over time from Sylvanas is really big. And also sitting at 132 stacks. That is a lot of damage that she can do there. Meanwhile, Blaze is pushing up top lane. We got a little bit, once again, of a lull, so we can at least show some of the damage numbers that are so far taking place in this game. And now we just look for the root. Ooh, wait, hold on. I was thinking that they might be going for a fight here, and actually Breakwood trying to get the Umbro Bind onto a couple. Lunar Flare connects as well. Everything is used, and Maiev gets blown up there. We actually just saw her, I don't know what to call that. It's not a scimitar, circle bladey type thingy that was in Soul Calibur that I don't remember what the name of it is. Either way, double altar phase. This isn't going to be game ending, but that is going to be a falling sword to set up, or at least focus a couple members onto King Dingo. They have the Celestial Charge, but it won't connect because of the Iron Skin. Jaina now turning around and trying to get that ice damage out there. Mr. Christie with the interrupt, but it won't connect on the Savo. They just back out. That is Angelic Armaments for the damage. Blaze walks over from the left-hand side. Shadow Stalk comes out here. Mr. Christie looking for the engagement onto this as well. They get the kill onto a Nubrak before he's able to do too much. Condemn pulling in a couple more members. There's the cleanse from Fairy Dragon, but Blaze, Jet Propulsion's a little too far forward. They get the Polymorph at the last second too. Oh my god, Sylvanas with the potential burst out here. The Lunar Flare goes out. If they can capture this bell tower and turn over onto boss, that'll be game. And I'm actually a little surprised that they're not going for that boss yet. Okay. They do zone out here. That makes complete sense. And now they move over onto the boss. And with 3 dead, this is a little risky. We do have Sylvanas stepping up. Breakwood as well. I mean, if they're going to go in, like, now's the time to go. And Breakwood goes in. They're going to try and make those YouTube plays that will be the star. Oh, my God. The Falling Sword, the Lunar Flare, everything is used. They get the kill. The only thing that is left is going to be the Sylvanas, who just tries to walk in here, and it's not going to be enough. The core shots are out from the boss, and that is going to be game number 1 going over to the members of Modo. GG. Well played. At least show stats. I can at least show stats. And I'll go ahead and, Oop. Whew, what a good game 1. That was dominant play coming out from Modo, showing some amazing skill in that game. And Nubrak not able to finish out the Regeneration Master. Okay, so this is, sorry, I just want to make sure I know this right. The range of run and gun is increased by 50%, not the speed. Okay, so it's the range of run and gun. There we go. Lunar Flare was completed. That Lunar Blaze. That's a quick game. That's definitely a quick game. Strong game from Modo. We'll see what they're able to do in game number 2, which we will download right. Come on, cursor. Don't make me tab out. Make me do these things. All right, we got ourselves a game. Whew. All right. Oh, cool. They didn't swap sides. Yes. Wait. No, they did. Dang it. Come on now. Why? Oh, wait. Okay. Yes. Cool. All right. Oh, wait. Team scores. Those are wrong. Okay. Alrighty. We got ourselves a game number 2. Let's go ahead and get that started, and then we're all loaded in here. So, game number 2. On the left-hand side, we have the members of Montreal Style Beigels, with Breakwood going to be on the Jaina, Fairy Dragon on that. Rhaegar Darjuria I'm probably saying that wrong. It's going to be on the Phoenix. Fiducia will be on the Thrall, and Mr. Christie on the Joanna. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of Modo up a game in this best-of-3 series, trying to take it in a 2-0 fashion. Roger will be on the Orphea. Kubiko is going to be on the Sonya, I do believe. King Dingo on the Anubrak. Hedgie will be on the Maev, and Sava once again on the Tyrande. Let's get into our mid lane on Infernal Shrines for our game number 2. I'm excited. I hope you are as well. We start the set with a little bit of poke damage onto Mr. Christie. Some Beatles coming out as well. The Rhaegar choice is interesting to me. I've seen a couple teams running this lately, and I don't know how I feel about Rhaegar overall, because it's just like, yeah, he got the Ancestral change, but really that was mostly it, and I still think there's a lot of really good heroes that are out there. Hedgie getting these resets on Fan of Knives over and over again. That is just great kind of burst damage that they can put out. But we get into our rotation. Sonya going into the Phoenix in top lane. I was actually kind of expecting the Thrall on top, but with Crash, or excuse me, with Echo the Elements, actually, I was expecting them to be in the solo lane, because Crash Lightning is typically what you see in a 4-member rotation, because you're able to get those stacks. A lot of abilities are trying to be used here. Reset a Fan of Knives once again from Hedgie with this flank position. And they're just able to get the clear. They'll rotate and go back into mid. But we actually do want to go ahead and check out this top lane a little bit. Phoenix, I've watched this quite a bit, and like range into melee is always a little bit of a difficult job, especially on the melee side. So we're gonna see what they're able to do with this. I think they're just gonna be freezing the wave as best they can into the front gate. They'll get the clear, and then that forces, because as a Phoenix, like, yeah, you've got some mobility, but if you get dove on and you're too far out of the lane, it's just not worth it. So you can see them playing safe. They're gonna play a little slow. That is going to be King Dingo trying to scout out this camp, and they're sharking around. They go in for the initial engagement. They get the stun as well. The other team is a little focused on the camp. That is going to be Hedgie with the Yoruba Bind, pulling a couple members back in. Fairy Dragon is in a bit of a bad spot. There's going to be the chase onto them. They're looking for this kill. They go into the wolf form, and they run out of there just fine. Oh, that is exactly, like, you just, like, that's the play you want right there. You just like, okay, no more, please stop. No more chase. We do have the, oh, hold on, Condemn coming in. There's a lot of damage on a Breakwood here. The Chomp is out as well. Lunar Flare not going to connect. Just back right out of there just fine. Whew. I drank way too much hot tea today, and I'm all like, these games are really, really good, and I'm also just like, this room is boiling, apparently. Either way, rotations are going to continue between these two teams. We actually have Fiducia getting caught out there, and that will be first blood of the game on the side of Modo here. No, Phoenix is just, I like the play in the solo lane. Both of these players are just playing, I wouldn't say passive, but just respectful in a sense of just making sure they're not going too far out. They're going to be looking for just waiting for the friendly team to kind of make a call or make a play if they're going to be rotating up. Otherwise, you can just see them just swapping out members. The Sonya has gone over the camp. I'm sure, like, when you see the Tyrande up here in the solo lane, you've got to be like, go grab our camp, please, because they're probably going to be sending theirs, or you could invade. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case here. They do grab bottom lane camp as well, and that's going to be some nice added pressure. The big thing is top lane will need to be cleared out at a point, and since the objective is in bottom, that forces a member to deal with the top lane rotation at some point in this game. Or at least some point during this objective, I think, is really the better way to say it. Because if these camps are left to their own devices, they'll push through forts. Going into each other, it looks like just kind of like peeking at the mini-map. It's looking like the top lane is a little bit more favored over on the side of Montreal-style Beigels with at least the push power. We'll see how this works out, as that's going to be the Umbral Bind. This Lunar Flater connect as well. King Dingo getting the stun onto the Phoenix in the backline, and they don't go down, but they're very low. They need to wait for that shielding to restart onto them. Now we have the Sonya trying to dive in here with that Ancient Spear. Mr. Christie taking a bit of damage. They're doing a nice job tanking for the friendly team. Roger getting all the damage they can out on this underside, and now they're chasing into Fiducia with the Chomp and all of the combos they can with the Shadow Walls, but they're not able to pick on Fiducia. There's so many members are consistently getting low on the side of Montreal-style Beigels, but Modo is not able to capitalize on the kill. We see the assist pings coming out for the objective, and the rest of the team says, yes, we can finish this out. We can grab ourselves a first Punisher, because, as I said, top lane, it's going to be winning, and it's going to be needing to be dealt with. A nice route going to be going on to the Sonya. They have King Dingo driving in, trying to get the help, but they say, no, we want Sonya, we want this, and the butt bite for the confirmation. That will be them going down, but as I said, top lane was a little more stacked in favor for Montreal-style Beigels, just looking at that minimap, and now we can see it's pushing in quite well. They need to respond to this soon, but King Dingo taking a lot of damage. They don't get the kill. The shielding's there. They get the Emerald Bind, pulling Mr. Christie back in. Blink out from Phoenix, and now they're working their way back up onto these skeletal defenders here, and with the damage from Breakwood, Fairy Dragon, and Darjira, that's potential for their own Punisher here, and King Dingo saying, no, we want this. Since 34 to 30, oh my god, this is getting really close here. 39, they do get it over, but they end up giving over, and Nubrak Hedgie is getting low themselves. That will be Maiev going down, so 2 for no trade over the Punisher there, and realistically, I don't know if it was worth it. Meanwhile, in top lane, as I said, if left to their own devices, this camp will push for eternity, almost taking out the top lane for it, and that's gotta feel good for the Phoenix, especially if they're gonna be soloing into that Sonya consistently. It's a little bit more added pressure they can throw into that lane. He did have 7 talent tiers up here for us. Let's go ahead and just at least check out what those talents are. Joanna does have that punish as well. I think we're going to be absolutely all set on that. It's just going to be the Punisher going down, pushing into bottom lane. Opened up a little bit, but they kind of backed off. They didn't really push too hard with that first objective. Now we go back into the setup phase for our objective here. There's like a super low percentage that it could be on bottom lane, but realistically we're looking at a top or a mid position for the next Punisher, so you really want to try and prep those waves taking out the front gate, and that's going to be top lane. So if they can get the Punisher on the side of Montreal-style Beigels, this could be the momentum they need. That's going to be some damage going out onto the Sonya. And as I said, without the 2 towers there, they can play this a lot more aggressive, and with the main tank there as well, Mr. Christie's going to be doing some decent anchoring for the friendly team. And Sonya says, you know what, I'm going to play into this, because actually, you don't know, my friendly team is going to be coming up through the midpoint here, and oh, they got so low on the side of that Sonya. The blink is going to be out from Phoenix. They will be absolutely fine. Hedgie trying to find an Umbra Bind with the engagement. That will be a double pull. They have the... It's the level 7, the Loon's Wrath. Hitting at least 2 heroes with single-fended knives causes the next fan of knives to drop a star target that deals 110 damage. That little star, I was just like, wait, do they have the 7? Yeah, Hedgie will be able to pick up that kill onto the Phoenix. That's such a I've seen so many times like that talent gets so much value. That 110 damage or whatever little extra damage it will do, I've seen it win out so many fights. We actually have the... Oh, I like this combo here. We're going to be having the Warden's Cage with the Eternal Feast from Orphea. So going to be trying to keep people in that center, because typically a lot of people, they get in the Warden's Cage or they get locked into it and they're just like, oh no, what do I do? Well, I'll just stand still. Well, now if you stand still, you're going to be standing still in the Eternal Feast. I just want to say this. Should have been Leap. Go for Crater at 20. Lock them in, and then as the Crater ends, then you drop your Warden's Cage on top of it. The Eternal Feast goes on forever. But either way, no, it's going to be good plays from both teams. We also do have the Earthquake Salvo combination here with Blessed Shield shut up, as well as the Ring of Frost and Ancestral. Members of Modo are coming into this. It's going to be 10 to 10. Montreal-style Beigels wants to take a fight. They've won over a little bit here. That will be the Eternal Feast coming out. The Earthquake will be there as well. Purification Salvo coming out, connecting onto quite a few. Breakwood taking the Ancestral healing, but Fairy Dragon does have to go down. That is Sonya so low here. They have 20-some health, and that will be the Earthquake Pulse giving over that kill. So a 3-for-1 trade, and now they chase into this a little bit further. They're looking for the Phoenix, and actually the blink out was just perfectly timed. Shrine activating for the top lane in 23 seconds. They could go for either the Bruiser camp or the enemy side. The death timers are a little bit low, so maybe that left side would be a little too aggressive, but either way, still a really strong engagement for both. But overall, Modo coming out on top of that fight there. We do see the pings coming out. They do want to grab this bruiser camp and have at least a little bit of pressure in the lane. Let's go ahead and peek on the left-hand side. They're trying to do the exact same thing, and these are probably spawned at the same time. They'll crash into this this top lane at the midpoint. Both teams will clear it out, and then they'll go in fight over that point. That's what I see a lot of teams mostly doing, so we'll see if that's actually something that they're able to achieve here. King Dingo going to be scouting out for the friendly team. Well, they're going to be taking a lot of damage. Hedgie's trying to get some of these resets for the Fan of Knives. Blessed Shield coming out as well. Mr. Christie trying to chase in. That will be the Wrath of Berserker coming out. We also have the Eternal Feast out as well. It only hits once as there's no one standing in the circle still. King Dingo taking a lot of damage. They do need to get out, but unfortunately, it's not the way that they want to have that happen, and they're starting to push in onto this. Roger taking a bit of damage, and with the Sonya trying to spin out. Ooh, nice use of the Shadow Bolts to make sure they back out. Umbra Bind to pull them in. Cleanse will be out. Ring of Frost goes out, but no one is the target. The objective is up, but no one's triggered it yet. So the big thing that also offers is time for a new Breck to come back to life. This is going to be top lane fort forfeited. I don't think they're going to be able to get the clear into this as Fiducia does have some poke, as well as the lane is a little pushed up. But 10 Skeletal Defenders going over on the side of Montreal-style Beigels. This is going to be an Arcane Punisher. I would say it's in their favor, but they're only at 20, and you can already see that they're mounting the masses on the bottom right here of the screen, and Modo wants to come in and try and take this. Shadow Wolves to check the bush. Going to connect onto Mr. Christie. Sonya going to be sharking around. They have 1 second on Wrath of Berserker. Look to see that happen. That is going to be the Earthquake Purification Salvo to come out. Starfall will be there as well. That's going to be the Wrath of Berserker. Eternal Feast will be there. That is going to be the Warden's Cage pulling a couple members back in. They get the kill onto the Thrall. Mr. Christie very low. That will be Maiev going down, as well as Joanna. Breakwood is a little bit low. They have one more auto, and they do get that kill. That's going to be Phoenix and the Rhaegar trying to make it out. That's a double stun, and Fairy Dragon is going to be targeted and chased here. I don't think that they're able to get it, and they say, you know what? They've got 30 Skeletal Defenders. If we delay this too long, that is going to be them able to come back into this. But Sonya is going to be doing Sonya things. She'll be able to sit onto this point while the rest of the team does anchor and just zone for the friendly crew, because Sonya's clear on the shrines on their own is really good, and just stack that up with an Orphea, who you can see is just using that chomp and abilities, is able to get so much clear and so much damage out, and they're able to bring this back. Everyone's up and available, but the Punisher is going to be going over in favor for the members of Modo here. The rest of the team of Montreal-style Vegas says, oh, that's not good, but we're going to at least defend it from the back of our fort. You do have the Joanna already standing here, so they're going to be probably using the Shield Glare. Iron Skin's used. Nice use of that to make sure that they're not going to get stunned out. King Dingo takes out the sidewall, looking for a target that is going to be rooted. They don't find one. They have a Burrow charge forward. They've already used the Impale. Punisher down to like 40%, so the burn onto this Punisher is very quick. Oh, the jump going to be going out as well. The Iron Skin wasn't going to be used. The stun will be there onto Mr. Christie. They're trying to find some extra damage. The Ring of Frost will connect onto a new Breck. They're trying to get the burst onto them. The chase will be there, and they get the blow up onto the bug once again, and now they chase it through this top lane. Roger going to be the initial target. They don't have a fort, so they can run very, very far. Nice Lunar Flare. Nice little sidestep from Fairy Dragon as well, but 13 to 14 levels. We go back into our lane rotations as we have the next Punisher probably in mid. Could pop up in bottom once again. We'll see where it actually randomizes, but probably not top. Invade onto the camp on the right-hand side. I mean, while you have the slight advantage, definitely go for it. Like, that is exactly what you want to do in this kind of situation. You do not want to get caught up. You want to just keep adding pressure across the map, so that way that they're not able to do things like this and steal this bottom lane bruiser camp that you now have to clear, instead of going and grabbing the siege camp, and going and grabbing the siege camp on the other side. Looks like they're going to be pinging for the clear onto that as quickly as possible. Edgy getting the clear into mid lane. They're looking for that 16 talent tier as well. It's a big, big goal for them on the side of Modo at this point, is looking for that 16, then look for some fights, try and win over through that, and then take an objective and barrel down bottom lane potentially, as that will be our next objective. Mr. Christie will be marked. They also use the Burrow out from a new Breck to make sure that they are going to be absolutely fine. Orphea going to be in bottom lane. Just going to be pressuring this out a little bit more, maybe looking to join the friendly team. And you can see there's a little bit of waning. They're not sure. Roger going to be pulled up to the friendly team. They said, you know what, we got 16s. Let's take an invade onto their camp. They could use the Sentinel for the scouting onto that. I don't know if they've used it recently. But the camp's going to be picked up way too quickly, so they just say, you know what, we have to back off. Orphea sitting at 19 out of the 40 stacks for Mind Devour. Jaina has also finished her Fingers of Frost. We have Thrall finishing the Echo of the Elements, and 15 out of the 20 stacks for Tyranda's Lunar Flare. Excuse me, Lunar Blaze. Joanna's still sitting on 0 stacks of Subdue. That is such a it's such a hard talent to finish out, but once you can, that is such a feels good moment. Being able to get that 1 stack of Subdue, the 80% slow is just so good. But even then, hitting 2 heroes is still 80% slow. Like, it's very, very... It's such a powerful talent. Service is too bad to watch one. Just watch Roger. Wanted to say Roger. Thank you so much for coming by, Zunicorn. I hope you're having a great night. And just for you, we can show Roger. Let's see. Roger's playing Orphea. Roger has not fed yet. So sorry, Zunicorn. Unfortunately, there have not been any feeds from Roger. They're gonna try and poke out on this a little bit more. That will be the shrine activating in a little bit. I apologize if there's any stuttering. It's getting a little bit worse here and there when it comes to the drops that I'm looking at, but hopefully it's stable. That's all I can hope for. On my end, I just see numbers. I'm not looking at actual stream stuff, so I'm hoping it's still smooth and it's just like a little stutter here and there that maybe it barely is even gonna get caught outside of 1080p viewership. But King Dingo going to be dove on here. They're not able to pick up the kill. Are they able to get this Punisher is the big thing. They have a nice camp pressure in top lane, but there's catapult pressure periodically to kind of match that, so might not get the free fort as maybe expected. We'll see what happens here. There is going to be the Wrath of Berserker. No webcam news, no beard, major stream nerf. Hey, how's it going, Kaleo? Thanks for coming by, bud. We're doing some replay casts tonight, or at least right now. We did have a live match not an hour ago. All right, 14 to 16 in levels. Web Rep does come out. Ring of Frost will be there, connecting on a Savo. That will be the Ancestral Healing, but it's not going to connect in time. Green Jesus does get... Well, actually, Thrall goes down. We actually have Jaina going down in the backline, and Nubrak will be going down as well. This is an absolute bloodbath. Hedgie going to be able to get the blink out. Ancestral Healing does not connect onto Rhaegar. Green Jesus actually goes down now. They actually get the pull in. Mr. Christie taking a lot of damage, and Roger just trying to pick up the kills here, and that is going to be a 3-for-2 trade. And now we have 34 out of the 40 Skeletal Defenders in favor for the members of Modo, and it should be able to pick up this Mortar Punisher. They do not have a bottom front gate. Actually, the one thing I want to note here is this. I thought that the catapult pressure might actually mitigate this a little bit, but this thing is pushing through the lane. They actually grabbed the Mortar Punisher, and they're going to back off. Okay, there we go. I was like, are they not sieging in with this? That was a little surprising. And top lane's going to be addressed by Phoenix here. Thrall will be able to rotate in as well. Camp pressure is being pinged, so they want to do go for that. Push that into the mid. Try and open that up. I don't think there's actually been a mid lane Punisher yet in this game, so statistically, if that's what they're pinging for, it makes complete sense because, yeah, if you can open up mid lane, you just benefited the same way. This Punisher just walked through bottom lane without like anybody dealing with it. It's gonna jump over the gate for top lane, and looks like Mr. Christie's trying to pull in these minions as well, just to bolster their experience as quickly as possible to make sure that they're not falling behind. There is about half a level difference between the two teams, and now we have this mid lane fort being opened up quite a bit. They're starting to collapse into this mid lane. Oh, I'm glad it's going all right, bud. Hope you had a great day. Malorn, what's... Oh, I'm sorry, Malorn. How you doing? I played some viewer games, but they didn't go so well. Oh, that's okay. Viewer games are fun. I hope you at least had fun, though. Like, even if you lost, that's no big deal, as long as you had fun. King Dingo and friends will be going ahead and grabbing this camp in bottom. This seems to be an invade. Like, they want to take a fight before 20. On the side of Montreal-style Beigels, and that's probably the best bet at this time. The cleanse is going to be used there. That is going to be the healing totem dropped by the Rhaegar. Mind Devourer is going to get another stack there. We do have the Ring of Frost coming out. Just connect on to Savo. That also will be Purification Salvo, but it's going to be mitigated by the Web Rat from Anubrak. The Hungering, the Eternal Feast comes out as well. Fiducia getting a little bit low, but they're just cycling around here, getting a lot of good value. That is going to be the Earthquake still pulsing, and they also have the Warden's Cage from Hedgie. That's going to be Orphea trying to dive in here and get some extra damage. Hedgie very low, has to tap well. The camp below them is still dealing damage. I just want to point that out. It's still just chucking spears at these members, and it does provide them some decent vision, as the camp is going to get them vision onto the enemy team by hitting them with these spears. So they'll rotate out. The top lane is actually going to be the next Punisher. I have to say, we haven't had a single Punisher mid this entire game, I do not believe. And it's just crazy that it's just been cycling through bottom and top thus far. 19 to 19. 20s are about to be hit by the members of Modo, and you can bet that once they hit that 20, they're maybe going to be looking for You can bet maybe. No, I mean, I'd say once they hit that 20, they're going to be looking for a fight here, and they have half a level to try and rush an engagement. You can see the aggressiveness of this. They're rotating through these minions. They're showing exactly what their intentions are. Blinds to get the dismount, and they just run over to the bruiser camp and they say, this is going to be ours now. We want to have this added pressure. They want to bolster this top lane as best they can and potentially win with this Punisher. Leaf Roger and Kubiko going to be on that for the clear. And now they back out. I would expect maybe just some priority in this bruiser camp as well, but with the 20 talents here advantage they have and the camp rotating in, that could be the opportunity for them to push in and open up this top lane front gate, but doesn't look like the game plan. Mr. Chris, oh my god, Mr. Christie gonna get hit by the whirlwind. Is there a spear? Wrath of Berserker. Shield glare. Cue the Benny Hill music. That is going to be indestructible. Oh, they tried to stay alive, but the indestructible was getting some value. That's going to be Ringer Frost in the backline. Purification salvo goes out, but it's interrupted by the dive in from Anubrak. The Eternal Feast goes out. Also going to be having the web wrap onto that Phoenix. That will be Thrall going down. Everyone pinging for the Phoenix here. They could have the blink available. That doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. Jaina will be able to finish out the baseline quest right there. I thought that was finished way earlier. Either way. Breakwood is going to be chased here. They get stuck in the bush, and that is going to be the Jaina going down. And with that, Top Shrine is activatable. It is going to be an Arcane Punisher. I like this call, though. With the death timers as long as they are, grabbing the siege camp and passing is going to be really beneficial for them on the side of Modo. They can leave that in mid lane. It should be able to bolster this and maybe even take down the fort. We actually see the mount go out, and that's going to be the shrine pinged, and they're going for it. Okay, Kaleo, I feel you on those games. I absolutely hate those games. I hate the ones that drag on forever, and it's just like, all right, like, I get it. Like, I'm not playing too good, our composition isn't good, or whatever, or like, your team is obviously just way better than us. Like, please just end, let me go into the next match. But sometimes, you know, the enemy team wants to get all the keeps and forts so that way they can get all the experience in their winning game. Because that's fun to people. This is going to be the Punisher picked up here. They're not going to be doing any sort of 1 minion delay. I say that, and they're doing it. I was actually thinking that they were just going to be going for this, but that does give time. The only reason I'm always 50-50 on this because the fact that, like, it's giving time for heroics to come back. Yes, you are doing it for yourself. It is giving time for the friendly team to finish out a camp and pressure. But the thing is, they're going to be able to posture, and you can see them. They're just waiting. They're waiting for everything to come barreling through top lane. Thrall and bottom will be able to get the clear onto this and just kind of depressure bottom a little bit, but 20-20, 21 minutes into the game, this Punisher hits very hard. I think it's actually more or less scaled around the 20-minute mark, but trying to open up this top lane a little bit more. Take out the sidewall. They can have this engagement once the jump comes over. On to Mr. Christie. Nice use of the Iron Skin there to make sure that they're gonna, and oh, very nice use of oh wait, no, you gotta pull it a little bit further. No! Looks like it's gonna be stuck in the top lane. And now it just moves over to the top lane keep. The rest of the crew has been pushing through on the side of Modo. They jump over. Fiducia is going to be targeted. Cleanse is going to be out. The Earthquake is going to be used. Now they move in. Purification Salvo will be connecting onto quite a few members here. No one going down just yet. Hedgie's so low. It's going to be Maiev, the first one to go down. Thrall, the next one to go. Jaina is going to be out as well. Roger chasing Mr. Christie. They do have the Indestructible as well. And they're able to stay alive, but here's the thing. Punisher sitting at 33%. They've only lost their Maiev. You can see them starting to siege on the core. They've only lost 2 on the side of Montreal-style Beigels. Do you think that this game should have a surrender button, or would it be too toxic? I don't think this game should ever have a surrender button, personally. Fairy Dragon is going to be trying to put the Ancestral on themselves, but it will not happen, and the 2 more deaths will be coming out. The Punisher is going to be continuing to push through bottom lane, or excuse me, through top lane. The GGs are called, and that is going to be game number 2 going over to Modo. GG. Well played. What is up, Corvix? How you doing? Corvai? I probably said that wrong. I'm sorry. How you doing? 20 minutes? Yeah. It's a 20-minute scaled Punisher. That thing hits hard, and it still had a lot of health on it, too. Alrighty. So at least take a second to look at the talents and such. But yeah, no, I personally never think there should be a surrender game. There should be a surrender button in this game. Absolutely never. Because Heroes of the Storm is such a rubber band game. There are so many core throws that actually can work out in your favor. I get it. Like, I absolutely get it. There are toxic and horrible games that just suck. I absolutely get that. Like, I'm not denying that whatsoever. I've been in them. I've probably been a part of them myself, too. But I don't think that this game ever should have a surrender button. Like, for example, take the match that we had earlier between Celeb Gaming and, come on, Brain, you can do this. Insomnia. Thank you. We did it. It was there. There was a core attempt on Alterac Pass, and the core was like 900 health. And I think a lot of people at that point would just start going. Like, they would just start surrendering or just start leaving the match or whatever because they just be like, oh, that's it. That's game. But personally, no, like, they actually turned it around. They had a potential for an end. They played a little too far forward and waited way too long, and the dead timers weren't super long either. So overall, like, I personally never think that there should be a surrender button because of the fact of just how back and forth these games can be and how you realistically can come back from a losing game. I've been in those games, and I've been the loser of those games too. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, I've been on the end of everything, and personally, the way that I look at it, I don't think that this game ever will need a surrender button, mostly because of the fact that I think that takes away at the core concept of Heroes of the Storm, which is it's a brawler, and it's very kind of back and forth. You don't know where it's going to be going, but that is going to be wrapping it up for me. I'm currently looking through the stream list to see who is live, and I think we're gonna host over. I think we're gonna host over the Heroes Hype Squad Arena because they are gonna be having some matches here. I just want to make sure that someone else. Okay, yeah, they've already hosted over themselves. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and host over Heroes Hype. Go show them some love. It's Cat Peach and a lot of people. I'm seeing Jasleen on screen as well. Looks like Mr. Slack TV, Vipey is gonna be over there. So go show them some love. Thank you all. That game was too short to warrant a surrender button. Comebacks are relatively frequent. The game is too short to warrant. Yeah, exactly. I agree, Kaleo. Like, yeah, I get like losing in a drawn out game is annoying, but it's not like the games aren't that long. Like, they're not like unscrutably long, but yeah, that is going to be doing it for me this evening. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I really got to say thank you so much for all the bit donations. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for the resubs as well from Slavic and Pandemona. Welcome to the new followers. And Graves, once again, thank you so much for the host. I really appreciate it. We're going to be hosting over the Heroes Hype channel. I am not going to be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off. I'm also going to be yelling at Spectrum probably all day. So there's going to be that. Saturday is like up in the air. I literally have nothing planned. If internet's stable and I don't really have to do anything, I might just do replay casts or something all day. I don't know. I haven't figured it out, but I want to do. If I don't end up doing anything, I'm definitely going to be doing some streaming stuff. And then Sunday, I will be over on the Bliss Heroes channel at noon Pacific Standard Time to cast the Tespa Collegiate Series with Jhow. We'll be doing that. I do believe we have 5 best of 3s, so it's a lot of great games. So if you haven't checked any of them out, they are really, really good. The production of Tespa does the best job on Earth of actually giving us really good matchups where it's not a stomp one way or the other. So definitely, if you haven't checked those out, please do. But that will wrap it up for me. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I am Bahamut, your castier friend. I'll see you all next time.